Hi everyone, welcome to the beginner guitar class. Today we're going to explore one of the most important sets of chords you'll use, the A family of chords. This includes the A major, the D major and E major chords. These three chords are used together in tons of songs and make up the foundation of music in the key of A. So what exactly is a family of chords? Well, in music, chords that are related by key or harmony form a kind of a family. For example, in the key of A major, the chords A, D and E work together because they are built from notes of the A major scale. So once you understand these three chords, you'll be able to play loads of songs. So let's get started. First up, let's look at the A major chord. So it's kind of the home of the A family of chords because it's built on the first note or root of the scale of A major, which is, of course, A. So let's see how to play it. We're going to place our index finger on the second fret of the D string, our middle finger on the second fret of the G string, and our ring finger on the second fret of the B string. So when we're going to strum it, we're going to make sure we're going to strum from the A string down. You want the A string to be the lowest note you hear since it's the root note of the chord. So here we go. That's our A chord. So it gives us a full strong sound because it's based on the first note of the scale. The chords we're going to learn next, D and E, work so well with A because they belong to the same family of notes in the key of A major. Let's move on to the D major chord. So the D chord is based on the fourth note of the A major scale. So it feels like a natural fit when we switch from A to D. So this is our D chord. Index finger on the second fret of the G string, middle finger goes on the second fret of the high E string, and place your ring finger on the third fret on the B string. So when we strum, we need to focus on starting on the D string to avoid hitting the low E and the A strings because they aren't part of this chord. So let's try it. So this chord has a brighter, happier sound. That's because it's based on a different note from the scale. It still works perfectly with A major chord because they have common notes. So take a look at that. That is your D major chord. One thing we need to look out for is that we're not every note sounds and our fingers aren't resting on those other strings. Now let's move on to the E major chord. So this chord is based on the fifth note of the A major scale, making it what we would call a dominant chord in the key of A. The E major chord has a strong, almost tense sound, which makes it perfect for leading back into the A chord. So let's play the E chord. Place your index finger on the first fret of the G string, your middle finger on the second fret of the A string, and your ring finger on the second fret of the D string. So it should look like this. And for this chord, we're going to strum all 6 strings, including the low E string, which is the root of this chord. So let's have a go. Let's play this chord. So can you hear how rich and full this chord is? It creates a nice tension that sounds great when you resolve the chord, which means you go back to home to A. So let's see how these chords work together. Now that we've learned the A, D and E chords, or we've seen how they work, let's talk a bit how they work together. So these three chords are part of what is called the 1, 4 and 5 progression. So in music theory, this refers to the first, the fourth and the fifth chords in the key. In the key of A major is the first chord, D major is the fourth chord, and E major is the fifth chord. These chords naturally flow together because of how the notes are related in the A major scale. So when you play these three chords in different orders, you're playing one of the most common chord progressions in all music. This progression is used in everything from rock and pop to blues and folk. I mean, everything. So mastering these will open a ton of songs up to you. So now let's practice switching between these chords. So we're going to start with A major. We're going to play it in bars. We're going to do a bar of 4. Then we're going to go to D major. And then E major. So light practice. We're going to put these chords together. So this practice will help you get comfortable moving between the chords and hearing how they fit together musically. So notice how I lift my fingers just enough to move them into position for the next chord. You want to keep your hand movements efficient and smooth. So let's try moving from D to E. Can you see that movement? So remember, go slower first. It's totally normal to struggle with chord changes when you're starting out. But with practice, your fingers will start to remember the shapes and movements automatically. So once you get comfortable with these transitions, you'll be able to start learning real songs in the key of A major with just these 3 chords. Practice switching between these chords every day. Focus on clean transitions and keep your strumming relaxed. As you get faster, you can start experimenting with different strumming patterns to bring more rhythm and feel into your playing. So remember, the A family of chords is your gateway to playing tons of music. So keep practicing, you'll be amazed at how quickly you progress. Just play for like 10-15 minutes a day. It's much better than 2 or 3 hours on the weekend. So I hope your practice goes well, and I'll see you next time.